Hey guys, it's Friday, July 16th, and I wanted to show you. I turned my equipment back on maybe a day ago, and you can see this vortex, like I said, has started again, spinning in the whole southwest area of the United States, and more actually. Here's another view. See, if the top side of this is spinning this way and the bottom of this is spinning this way, that means this thing is turning. You can clearly see that. And what I'm doing is terraforming this whole area that needs water. See, I'm in Houston and I have one satellite dish pointing this way to the HARP facility, and the other one is pointing this way towards Puerto Rico HARP facility. This one over here is in Alaska. And along the way, there's a ley line. I'm on a ley line too, but there's a major ley line over here. And that's the only reason I can think that why this vortex is over here. It is in my path of fire of one of my satellite dishes this way. So it's in direct path. So I know it's me causing this. Why it's over here, I could only guess that it's because it's desert area and it needs water. Because you can see it's not storms, it's just water, and it's moving it around, and it's watering these areas that are desert that they need to be terraformed back into forests. That's what I'm doing. And this is another weird thing I caught too. Like, all of this weather seems to be coming down from up here. See, this is like a big camera, and it's very up high. It's probably on a balloon. It's probably not on satellite. It's probably a balloon. I don't know why it doesn't move. It should be moving a little bit. But anyway, this is like above that. This weather is above this camera, this satellite, whatever this is, and it's coming down from, it's coming down into Canada and then up over here. But you can see how it's blurry, how it comes in right next to this camera. And it's spinning counterclockwise, but that's not a storm. That's just the machine that's creating this weather. I don't know who makes that or whatever. I don't know where it comes from. Maybe it goes in a circle around the earth. I don't know. But I caught that a while back. See how blurry that is? It's like a perfect machine turning, like a screw turning. You see that? But that's not a hurricane. A hurricane is red, but it spins the same way. And it's lower down over here. Okay, so you can see this big giant vortex, and how big it is. It actually covers half of the United States, because I'm over here and it covers me too, and it covers the Gulf. So go figure. I mean, it's this big. It's at least this big. And even Dr. Wilhelm Reich, the inventor of the Orgone, Cloudbuster and Orgone, even his equipment didn't cover this much area. His equipment only covered one state, like maybe this area right here. And here's proof of it right here. This is his equipment right here. Mine is very similar, except it's smaller and it's on satellite dishes, and it has Tesla coils connected to it for power. This one right here was passive. That means it didn't have any electricity connected to it, supposedly, from what I can tell. I don't have the specs, but I don't need them. My equipment's better. I have the basic premise for how it works, and I have physicists telling me how to do it. Real scientists that know this stuff, because most scientists today have no concept of what this is or how to terraform or what Orgone does. It balances all of nature. If you read this, they did an area of, I think, Arizona, doubling of rainfall occurred for a full 1 week period after the operations commenced. Results of approximately 80% of my experiments field operations have been positive. Okay, that's just one. This was in 96. Here's another one. Wilhelm Reich investigated basic energetic atmospheric functions related to drought and desert formation and demonstrated clear desert greening effects during his cloudbuster operations near Tucson, Arizona. His early experiments provided the basic guiding principles for this more recent desert research. As a preliminary step in the development of a long-term desert greening project in the American Southwest, it was important to determine how much influence separate short-term cloud-busting operations could have been on the desert atmosphere in an exceedingly dry area. In the summer of '89, this experimental program of desert cloud-busting was conducted. 5 separate field experiments were planned and announced in advance, undertaking many teams of workers using portable equipment and recording extensive field observations. National Weather Service data were used later to analyze the geographical distribution and intensity of atmospheric effects, bringing rain to the desert Southwest. See, all of this Orgone is targeting the desert areas. This is not a coincidence, and I didn't mean to do this. My equipment just started doing it on its own. It created that vortex, and it's spinning that water around. It's keeping away storms, and it's terraforming these deserts, and it's giving water to these rain areas. Arizona, California, all those states over there are part desert. Somebody changed that. They're not supposed to be like that. And this right here explains it. I won't play the sound, but you can see what they're doing on this video. That's supposed to be Wilhelm Reich right here. And this really happened. Wilhelm Reich really went out and made it rain in areas of drought. And he was shortly arrested after that. Put in prison for being a communist or something, like some bullshit. And they gave him a year or 7 months, 8 months, something like that, in federal prison. And 2 weeks before he was released, he suddenly get a throat cancer and he dies, which means he was poisoned in prison, and all of his stuff was burned. His books was burned. His all his equipment and all this cancer curing Orgone boxes that were accumulators. Those were all destroyed. All his work thrown away, destroyed, burned by the government. So he makes it rain. And that's exactly how it works too. You can't see the energy, but it creates a field of balance, and it structures the air, it structures the water molecules, it keeps away bad radio frequencies. I'm told that it will stop direct energy weapons too. I cannot be destroyed right now because of my equipment. They can't just send a beam and cook me right now. Even if they knew where I was, they couldn't do it because my equipment protects me and the whole area. Probably at least a square mile area. In theory, if they do send a direct energy beam, it will just probably bounce off like a force field. It would probably hit somewhere else, or it could absorb it all, the energy. I don't know. Like I say, none of this has ever been done before at this level, And so there's no testing of it. There's no way to measure it really, unless you have special equipment, which I don't have. I'm poor. I've been doing all this out of my own pocket, folks. It's not that much, but it's a lot of time and research, and a lot of assholes along the way that think you're crazy. I'm sure he got a lot of this until they came and got him. Take all his files. Just like they did to Tesla. Ransacked all his stuff. Destroyed his lab. Put him in jail. There he goes. His assistant finishes a project for him. Who could that be? That's why I have those pipes on my satellite dish to direct the energy. And the one that I have the pipes on is actually the one that's facing where this big vortex is spinning over here. So it rains. See, here we go. I'm sure you can clearly see this. This is an anomaly that I've been tracking for over a month, and it shouldn't be happening. There's no way, there's no reason why a big giant vortex should be spinning clockwise, throwing water around in drought areas, and at the same time clearing any big hurricane that comes spinning counterclockwise. My equipment will stop it. It'll make it turn green like this. See how the storm just goes away right there? It's real red, and as soon as it gets in my field, it turns green. It just turns to water. It's not a red angry storm anymore. Another picture. This is a storm that was passing through yesterday. It just turned into nothing. It's still water, but it's just green. It probably needs water in all these areas. Orgone is smart. It does it automatically. But I think this big ley line over here has something to do with it, because it's pivoting right along the ley line is right around here. Major ley line that connects Bermuda Triangle to me. Right through here. Bermuda Triangle is a major like portal that starts the grid pattern for the ley lines. So it goes right through here. Boom. And that's where I'm aiming. Boom. And this is where it's spinning. Right in the middle. See that? There's a close-up. Covers many states. So I just wanted to document this and show you guys that I turned my equipment back on, and the vortex is clearly started again. So there you go. Thank you.